Yeah, the task is fun when you see the results of hard work. That seems like the egg or the chicken, but I think we should like truly try to enjoy the journey. And I think we're missing on a lot of things because we're so obsessed with the result that we forget to enjoy the actual the actual process of it. And I've started to give a lot of interest in the process of things as I've started streaming, and it did change my way to perceive creativity by a lot. And it made me really realize how much power was actually in my hands instead of um, relying on like magical inspiration or like some like magical thinking, if I can say. So I can really sit down and actually songwrite and plan it out in my calendar if I want to. And I'm always like, I'm never really stuck, you know? I get tired. I get like, I need to like take a break, but I never get out of actual ideas. And that's something I only realized recently. I did always think that I would one day run out of ideas, but after 25 years of experience in never running out of ideas, I kind of like started to realize that I could generate ideas if I needed to. So, yeah. Um it's not always fun if you want to get at a pro level. I do understand. And I'm not going to say that my path as an artist or a musician was like really straight, because it really was not. My school years were really hard in music, I mean. Um, it's not always fun if you want to get to a pro level. Yeah, but I think we're so obsessed with trying to get somewhere, which is fine. We need to have goals, but we kind of like forgot to actually enjoy the process. And I remember some of my colleague. I've been talking to her. We were both studying singing, and she was 1 year older than me in the process. So I thought she was really good, and I came to her and I asked her like, how do you do? How do you practice? I have a hard time understanding how to actually make my practices efficient. I feel like I'm just like hitting myself on the head so much. And I started to be better when I started to put myself so much pressure on trying to accomplish something and give it more like, I'm gonna give you a really good example. Um, as a singer, we were like doing some vocalizing in our lessons, and like, but whenever I would come and try to practice on my own, I was like, I can't like vocalize. I just get super frustrated, and I just want to like, I want to have it. I want to make it like good, and I can't. And I was like, this was pissing me off so much. So I was like barely practicing because of that. I didn't know how to be kind to myself and actually enjoy the process. I was like hating it so much. I did like singing, but I didn't like doing vocalizing and like trying to exercise because I didn't really understand what I was trying to aim for. And I just wanted to get there. I just wanted to like be able to sit down and sing and not give a fuck in the world and just like enjoy myself, but I could not because I would have this pressure of like performance like always on the top of my head. So, a few years passed and I still felt the same about practicing. I still was not practicing a lot at all because I would just get frustrated. I would try to learn the songs, but I would not like technically practice them as I should have. And after my first year of university was like 3 years after I started music. It was my third year. At the end of my third year, I decided to to leave the singing program whatsoever. So my last lesson was at the end of that year. And from the moment that I started taking singing lessons and I started to like sing things really for myself instead of trying to like aim for a specific result, I reconnected. Anyway, I did reconnect with the real reason why I was singing in the first place, and part of it was singing some Nightwish. So I started singing some Nightwish, and I don't know exactly when, but ended up joining Wishmaster, which is the Nightwish cover band that I'm in right now. And I started practicing some Nightwish songs, and I was actually enjoying the process. And that is when I was actually being able to be like, okay, this needs to be better. Okay, how am I gonna make this better? Instead of always hitting on my head, I was kind of like making a game out of trying to make it better, kind of. Instead of just trying to, and like, I need to have it. I need to do these vocalizings, and I need to get it. Unless if I can't get this right, it's necessarily bad. Instead of having this mindset where I was really kind of enjoying the process and be like, I love singing some Nightwish, and I want to make this Nightwish song sound better. So I'm gonna run it and run it and run it again. And be like, okay, here I need to have a more open mouth because I really want the sound to sound exactly like this. At this point, it's like a little bit more fast. I want to be a little bit more precise in my pitch because I feel it's kind of lacking. At this specific point, it really becomes super high. So maybe I could just like try to let it go and maybe fail at it. But so I was kind of like entering this experimental stage instead of this I want to be a pro, and this is when it kind of clicked for me. This is when I really did start to enjoy the process. Basically, that's it. Anyway, I do enjoy no, sorry, I do hope that this was remotely helpful at some point. Developing patience. It's not patience, it's mindset. It's a matter of mindset. Yeah. Not the slow. The kind of like experimenting thing, where you're just like trying to research instead of trying to get it. Because if I would have kept going with studying classical singing, I would have like deblocked at some point. But I needed to stop taking lessons and really like do the things that I really enjoyed to kind of catch the thing and be like, okay, that's it. I'm actually practicing, and I needed to do it on songs that I really care about or that I just like have a lot of fun singing. So that's kind of where it starts. So anyway, we've been drifting a little bit. But it's fine. It's an important